Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Go4 Mobile Legends North American Cup number 8. We are going into our finals between Perpetual Genesis and Kings Row. We've seen both these teams competing so far, and they both had incredibly explosive games. We're going to get out and do this one last best of 3 to decide the final winners for this evening.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very, very good one. We just saw Perpetual Genesis just scraping through. But Kings Row, on the other hand, had a very decisive 2 victories and having a couple of new legends coming out on the field as well. Roland being one of them coming in for Perpetual Genesis. Kings Row even, but level 1 fight as always.
Yeah, Kings Row have got the positioning, but we're moving in with a big pile, and it's going to be the kills being traded backwards and forwards. We're going to see the Roland being the one to take the relic in the end. Let's pop back and see, and it's going to be a 2-for-1. Perpetual Genesis on the back foot already. Yeah,
level 2 did get picked up there as well by Roland in the top side. Kings Row in the slightest advantage. Obviously, we've seen both these teams being able either to kind of come back from a big disadvantage or just snowball with their own. So it'll be interesting to see both these teams coming into it like this. We do see Striker in the top side yet again for Perpetual Genesis, but Cull being used by Kings Row, just a classic one. But Darren in the bottom side against Tobias is going to be an interesting matchup, as Darren takes a lot of damage there. But Tobias's mobility as well is something big we have to touch on, because he is just when it comes to like roaming and influencing the top lane, it's just absolutely massive being able to dash over walls.
Oh yeah, I mean, his multiple dashes, certainly very, very hard to deal with. We're seeing a proper brawl developing down on the bottom side. Shield being dropped, Darren being chased away. We're seeing stuns coming out on both sides, whereas in the middle, we're seeing a little bit of a skirmish going down. We're seeing Dong being reduced for just a moment, but the disengage too effective this time round. No more kills picked up for either side.
Yeah, no more kills have been picked up either, but still the kill advantage in the firm favour of Kings Row. They do get their level up there, and this could be quite big as well, because Cull is on the sidelines, does have the slow available, but they're not going to be able to follow that up. Striker obviously being that ranged carry we're used to seeing over the last couple of games is going to be able to fend off Roland. And now Roland, obviously, one of the most basic legends coming into this. We do see him all too much in the early stages of starting to play this game, and bringing him into something like this is definitely an interesting one. I want to see how he's going to impact the later portions of this game.
Kings Row working with good relic control, but we have seen Perpetual Genesis looking to try and take away some early jungle camps. Both teams looking to try and eke out as much gold as is possible in this also crucial first game of the finals. We're seeing it's very interesting to see. We've got very different lineups for both teams. The Strikers certainly being a huge factor in that last game we saw, but Kings Row looking to go for much more of a, it looks like a much more of an all-in kind of composition.
Yeah, Kings Row, they have got the ability to go all in. They obviously do have the Carl who's going to be able to knock up so many people. And if he can get these 2-3 man knock-ups like I've been discussing before, it can just be absolutely huge. Just enables Roland to gap close as well. Monkey's going to come in though. Wow,
that's a huge knock-up. It's going through. The Piranha comes out as well. Dom going down very, very low. There's going to be kills traded backwards and forwards. It's 2-for-1 in favor of Perpetual Genesis right now. We're being chased off screen, but Terminator getting the job done, and Kings Row move quite comfortably into the lead with a triple kill.
Wow, that was really big at Tobias. Like I said, the mobility from him just enabled him to come up to this top side so quickly. Having the stun as well really helps, but realistically, just being able to put that damage down as that solo laner just helps so much. Even picks up the speed boost there. It's going to be able to get down to that bottom lane, farm up that XP, farm up that gold. Is going to put him firmly in the lead. 4 kills as well with a level lead is going to help him come in at this mid portion of the game with such a massive advantage. And having Cole, like I said, being able to get these multi-band knockups, and actually Tobias has actually found Darren here.
He's gone in hard. He's going to get shrunk down. There comes the Piranha going through, getting a lot of damage, but Tobias so hard to deny. Darren trying to get away, but he's going to dive right underneath the tower. They are going to try and halt him, but it's not going to be haltable. He takes another couple of kills. A Rampage has truly earned that title, already a complete monster in this game.
Wow, yeah, King's Row, they're just stepping on the gas pedal right now. You look at Tobias, look how much damage he's doing to that tower. He's got the attack speed, double attack speed items, in fact, just chunking this tower down. In fact, I think he's going to get it. He does. Inch of HP as well, does use the double dash to get away. And the only problem realistically with Tobias is going to be that mana usage, but that HP is blinking for him. He's going to return to base, but a huge two-man knock-up came through there. And I believe Carl picked up one of those kills.
Well, Monkey is on such so low health. We'll try and catch the action all in the mid lane. As Dong is going down very, very low, he's going to get hit from Monkey at the tail end. And a good pickup for Perpetual Genesis, who've been struggling so far in this game. But King's Row don't seem to be showing any signs of letting up quite yet.
Yeah, Carl, that was just getting caught out there in the enemy side's jungle. Never something you want to do, especially when you know your most fed ally member in Tobias has backed. So just went a little bit overextended. Unfortunately, did end up going down. 5-8 is the score at this current time. 5 minutes in, as always, it's going to be quite a bit of a bloodbath. But with Tobias as well, having that tower down in the bottom side is going to create a lot of pressure down there, which Darren is going to have to deal with. Looks like he wants to try and set something up here. Couldn't find anybody. Is going to go back to farming, and we see yet again Cole just hanging around in these bushes as well, just waiting to see if he can catch anybody out.
I mean, this King's Row is such a great team for doing that. They're looking to try and catch Perpetual Genesis off guard, which has happened so many times so far this game. But I have to imagine Perpetual Genesis will look to be adjusting as the game goes on and maybe try and turn this one back around. If this Tobias pushes his luck too far, which may just have happened, he's getting stunned up. He's going to be able to keep himself alive with the man shot. He's going down very, very low. He'll keep himself alive for just a moment, but will it be long enough to keep him from dying? He's such low health, they do finish the job, but the fight still continues. And we're seeing Monkey getting chased at the backside of it. He does get taken out. Perpetual Genesis cover a cropper in this last one. Darren forced to flee at speed.
Yeah, he did pop the ultimate there and did have to run away from him, in fact. Did pick up one kill, though, so that's good for him. But realistically, for his rest of his team, not so hot. 10-6 now. This kill lead is just slowly just getting out of their grasp. And Roland as well, he is being not maybe the biggest damage threat, but that's what they got Tobias for at this current time. Just kind of needs to be a tank in the front line, can put a bit of DPS down, but realistically, Tobias is going to be the one with all the damage. He's level 11 at this current time as well, and you've got to think about this. He is so far ahead of Darren at this point, who's actually just been caught.
Yep, a lot of crowd control coming his way, but able at least this time to be able to walk away from it. It's so dangerous with Perpetual Genesis at the moment. We're seeing King's Row circling, looking to try and pick off those very easy kills when they crowd all that crowd control together. Roland's certainly a big damage threat, of course, but we can never forget Terminator on that Tobias. I mean, 6 kills already so far, the majority of his team kills. He's a threat that cannot be ignored.
Yeah, definitely not. Terminator in this bottom side is going to be pretty huge coming into this. Still, just maintaining that 2-level lead is pretty big for him. And I talked about the mobility. You can see it there. Just being able to dash over those kind of walls is really big for him. Just enables him to get into position where he shouldn't necessarily be. And having that advantage, especially as he's so far ahead. And setting up these kind of death bushes is going to be pretty big for him. Darren as well, just unfortunately just not being the impact we're used to him seeing. This is the problem. If Darren does get behind at any point in the game, yes, later on he can be a monster, but the problem is he's having to just play so safe at this current time. They have got nothing in that jungle left, and it looks like it's going to be a fight in the top side.
That Striker is in trouble. He's getting dived on there. The Piranha comes out, but a little bit too late. Tobias is very low. Huge knockup, though. It's going to keep Tobias there long enough to die. Maybe no. He just gets taken out on the very tail end. They've got a 1-for-1 trade at this point. I don't know if a Perpetual Genesis wants to chase this any further.
I do not think so either. Striker as well, another person we need to touch on, went down in that fight so early. He's just not been able to do anything, and I spoke about the range advantages they have. They're just not being able to make that worse. Tobias, like I said before, has got the mobility, can dive under these towers. He's got a stun in his kit as well, just enabling him to lock down the back line of Perpetual Genesis. I mean, to be honest with you, at this current time, Kings Row, they are firmly in the lead. I cannot see them losing this one out, especially as you have such a fed Tobias, and with the Cull as well, just being able to provide that massive tank and frontline CC. Realistically, they need Perpetual Genesis need a miracle to come back in these fights.
I completely agree with you. I mean, they've really struggled to keep their striker alive. Certainly, it has to be the priority for them if they're going to be able to push through enough damage to get through the incredibly beefy Kings Row lineup, which so far has made a mess of them. I mean, Perpetual Genesis have managed to keep it from getting too far out of control, but they're pushed right back into the base. I do wonder, and as I say this, that we're going to see the Fire Giant getting taken away by Kings Row, because Perpetual Genesis are just not in a position to do anything about it at all.
Yeah, and that's going to be the problem there. They've got absolutely no way to jump into this fight right now. They are so far behind that they just cannot contest any amount of camp, any buff at all. Fire Giant's going to go over. It does go over, obviously, to Tobias. It'll be silly not to have him on that buff. Just being able to revive it instantly is so huge in these small skirmishes that Tobias is just going to be able to pressure this lead even more. Now, they are going to have a push down in this bottom side, it looks like. That's how it's going to fall very quickly. There's going to be a reaction from PG.
A big knock-up coming out. Terminator doing work. They're chewing through Perpetual Genesis's lineup. Carl, he's going to get taken out. Tobias is going to try and force down this tower. He's tanky enough to do it, and they've got the numbers. They've only striker left standing for Perpetual Genesis and the barracks, but they've run out of minions. Without the minions there, they're not going to be able to do significant damage. They've given a little bit of hope, perhaps, to Perpetual Genesis. I'll be able to stay alive just a few moments longer.
Yeah, 13-8 is just an absolute stomp here coming from Kings Row. The kill lead might not say too much, as there's only 5 kills separating them. But realistically, Terminator, if he keeps playing the way he's playing right now, just aggressively making sure he can pick up these early team fight kills, just making sure it's a 2v3, he's just going to be able to run away with this game. You can see the amount of resources as well they're actually putting into him, making sure he can get all the gold he needs to, and taking away all these camps as well. It's going to be super important. That tower down the bottom side is down, leaving that inhibitor exposed, meaning those minions are going to be much, much stronger if they can take it down.
Yeah, I don't know if Perpetual Genesis can afford to contest down on that bottom side. It's going to potentially be the end of the game for them if they do lose that fight. We'll see if they will be willing to give up that barracks or not. Certainly, Terminator on that Tobias moving in at absolutely terrifying force in this game so far. 7-3. The barracks is going to get aggressed onto, but there's the crowd control immunity for Tobias. Piranha comes down. Terminator is going to get taken pretty low, but of course he'll keep himself alive for a little bit longer. He gets out the back end of the fight. Of course, he's still got the Fire Giant buff to be able to keep him alive. This is going to be a wipe. As the striker going down so low. That's an ace in favour of Kings Row.
Yeah, they're going to rotate to this top tower as well. Roland picking up the triple there. Not going to go down to that turret. They're just trying to push these minions up. Just make sure they can secure these advantages. They unfortunately just couldn't end the game there. But trading 3 for 1, hey, you're never going to complain at that. 16-9, 12-minute game. Bloodbath indeed. With Tobias just heading this whole fight. All these fights.
It really feels like Perpetual Genesis have been struggling to get their full combo off. The Piranha, such a difference maker, but relatively easy to avoid the Striker Ultimate if the team hasn't fully committed, able to just back off and make sure it doesn't catch the 3 members that Perpetual Genesis are hoping for. I don't know if they've got it in them to take away this game, certainly with that 7-kill deficit, and most of the kills being over onto that Terminator on Tobias. I mean, I believe, and I'll just double check this, no, he doesn't still have the Fire Giant buff, so it's possible they might just be able to take him down if the stars align.
Yeah, he obviously did go down in that last fight, just taking that one off him. But hey, there's another giant available, and it will be the ice one. If they take this, obviously, like we said before, there's just no contesting it on the side of PG. They just cannot do anything at this point. The ice giant is going to be going towards the bottom lane as well. The base is completely exposed in that bottom side. You can see Tobias here just taking the rest of these camps. You know, you got some gold. Why not get more? 4K in the bank for him as well. And here comes the fight engage. As Carl is just taken so low, even has to teleport away.
Yeah, they do pick up the tower off the back of that. The barracks is just about to go down. We're seeing really good use of the mana shield, keeping Terminator alive. Monkey's on the wrong side of the tracks, and it's too late for PG. They're getting pounded back into their base. Holla is trying desperately to go away. Nice double stun there. He's not even going to make it back to base. They go in really hard. This may be a mistake. Terminator stays alive all the time, and he gets away with it. The base is going to fall. This first game's going to King's Row.
Wow, I don't know how he got away with that. He was in that base for so long, but he still gets away with it. Got the kill as well. Runs away, picks up the base. Terminator just ran away with this game, and that will be King's Row going 1-up against Perpetual Genesis.
We're going to go into the second game of the series as soon as we can. Don't you guys go anywhere at all, and we'll be back with you in hopefully just a few minutes.